back line. When Hanzo or Greymane or whoever is in the back line, even the support, will just go into that bunker. We'll be safe. Pop out, get that armor, and then go back in. Does a flame come out, do some skill shots, and then go back in? Basically, that's what saw.
I mean, that's what we saw at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a little bit, you know, style points at the end, but that is a very real world possibility in the real world that is, of course, Heroes in the Storm.
That's there, guys. Spoiler: there is Nexus out there in the space somewhere.
That's what we find. We spend our lives looking for is the Nexus of our hearts.
Yes. Here we go. Sky Temple Game 3. Tempest want to choose. They are the ones that chose the map. They want to.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, Hanzo Band. Finally, they want to end this
strat.
one with the snowballing map.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they do start that snowball rolling, it can be difficult even for the best teams to take out. Tempest, no strangers to dropping games here and there. By here and there, I mean literally here and there. Those are the only 2 games that they dropped. But I don't know, Ace. They've got a dream. Last game, the dream was to kill the Hanzo. Now, they're taking my advice and killing him before the game even starts.
Yes, I think that's one of the best choices that they have made in the series. As Hanzo, both games were open, and now Tempest spent quite a lot of time banning that avatar. I thought it was an okay one. Giving Ace Genji, I think it's an okay one. Even knowing the team, I think they will actually go towards that Greymane. Maybe not because they hit that. They have the first 2 picks. Let's see how they want to see the response from Tempest actually after that initial pick. Pretty sure that Genji and Greymane is on their head. More likely Greymane. Ooh, it is going to be Genji this time. No pair up with the Uther, which they really like. There's that well,
insta-lock.
It can't be faster than that.
Yeah, sometimes we see maybe Tyrael. We saw Tyrael Greymane earlier, but no, yeah, for Tempest it's going to be Uther, and now we see 2 more from Ace. So the Genji was, some might say, a foregone conclusion. Now we get 2 more to see really how their composition fleshes out.
Whoa, you can tell by what they're picking. I'm pretty sure you guys all know which battleground this is. It is going to be Sky Temple.
Surprise.
Yeah, very surprising.
But what heroes would they pick on Sky Temple, G-Clef?
Well, maybe we're gonna see some Dehakas from Tempest. As good does not really like. Oh, that's not his favorite, I would say. But with Tyrael taken away now.
That's right, and thanks to Tyrael's heroic, they've got that global presence.
Yeah, Rek'Ar taking that away. Oh, not away. Never mind. Uther's already picked.
Right.
And
double support meta, it's coming back.
Yeah, because Tyrael's taken away, Tempest, they're not going to. They have sanctification. They're not going to use Smart Deal. So there's a ban, and also sign ban. There.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of sign bans, even if it's not from Ace. Perhaps even from better teams.
Yes,
the other teams.
The other teams, the better teams. I think that's really possible, and we did see that a couple of times. Signs ETC is incredible. Most of the time, I wouldn't say all the time, but better than one of the best CTC players in Korea right now. And Tempest here, as they already have a DPS and Uther against Tyrael. I did mention Anubarak last time. I think that's an okay option. Now they have 2. They have Ancestral and Sanctification. Either one you can block it with a Cocoon. Maybe you want to bring your own mage into this game. You can save that for the last pick and bring out your solo. Maybe. Well, let's see. Going to hide that tank, that front line. They have the false stat and Blaze so far.
Love the Blaze play last game. You don't have the overt Tracer pick here to really have that synergy using the bunker to cancel the pulse bomb, but 2 final picks for Ace.
Well, Tempest, they are not going to mess around. They're going all in, super serious, of course. With Ballstat, Blaze solo lane, I think we're gonna see that again. Against which hero though? Do you go for Leoric once again? Which I think did basically nothing for Ace. There are a few more. At least you provide your global. Maybe try to grab the Haka. Have that wave clear. Blaze gonna take a longer time to join the team fight, especially for the second temple phase. That's why you bring the global. Have some CC. And you can also try to snipe onto Falstad. Going to be Leoric again.
Wow. I mean, I guess you can say the Cassia there was maybe the more obvious pick, but the Leoric just doesn't seem to be working. You know, that's the surprise to all of us is, you know, what will be picked. But I feel like when we see it played over and over and it just doesn't work, you know, we talk about that definition of insanity again. We'll see what happens. Yeah, thank you.
No. Cassia? Oh, good, great. Great soft counter, of course. But would that be the same this time? But they have a big disengage tool here. Falstad. I think it makes so much more sense now with the Gust. Along with the Cocoon. Pair up with the Mighty Gust. Sign, the camera's on you. Which one are you going to choose? EDC's
I can see
fan?
the combos coming.
Just a solid Muradin, that's okay. But if you wanna... Okay. It is going to be just
okay.
Just a Muradin.
They settled for just
Maybe
okay.
they can do it this time.
Okay.
Gust onto the other way, and then Haymaker towards the opposite direction.
I mean, they'll get another opportunity, right? The dream is possible.
What if you Gust to the right side and then Haymaker to the left at the same time?
The unstoppable force versus the immovable object, G-Clef. Which one wins?
I do not know. I have never seen that interaction before.
Perhaps we will find out. This is the interactive part. If somebody watching has seen that interaction, they can let us know who wins.
Well, the wind against the hammer push?
I feel like
I think
hammer
hammer
would
wins.
beat the wind.
Yes.
Yeah. In the game of like wind, hammer, scissors, like, you know, the hammer beats the wind, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
Wait.
In Korea, it's wind, hammer, bow. That's the name of the Korean version of that.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I learned. All right. We'll see if Ace has learned their mystical, magical way of coming back in this series. Otherwise, it is just going to be a clean and simple... there we go, I fixed it. A clean and simple 3-0 victory for Tempest. And it certainly looks like things are progressing that direction. We've seen upsets in our first series. Will we see our first upset in our second, G-Clef?
Oh, let's see. We're in game 3. Tempest, of course, only needs one more. I think the reason why they brought in Muradin instead of Anu, they have Uther, and lots of heals should be going to Greymane oftentimes. So maybe they were lacking in sustain, and wanted that trade value to come in for Muradin as he can heal himself with the trade.
Witcher once again not afraid to get up close and personal, but not going to find any punishment there. And Tempest push forward, take out a tower, and back off for free.
Yeah, that's going to be the rotational powers. Oftentimes on this map, you just you're brainwashed, of course. If you come into this map, you click towards that watchtower, and there's no other strat. You think there's no other strat, but if you are up against a team that's coordinated, has a theme, maybe even with Sylvanas, that's going to be the maximum push, most likely.
Well, I mean, you think to yourself that there are rules about how you're supposed to play the game, but it is truly the hallmark.
There are no rules.
Right.
If you win, you win. There are no rules.
Yeah, people will say, like, oh, you used a, double quotes, cheap strategy. You cheesed your way to victory. It's like, well, is there a W or an L in that column? Well, it's all about, you know, what matters at the end of the day. Now, oh, gave me a little bit up close there with Sign. They're just trading love taps, as of course neither one of those will really make that much of a difference. Tempest controls the Mercamp, and those return to fight against the very lonely Cassia down there.
Yep.
Lockdown's gonna go say hi.
They're still in here. As Tempest, they're leading because they have Greymane, of course. Pretty quick, along with sustain from Blaze. I think Lockdown can just come back with the flight. Not going to miss too much EXP. But they have started Tempest. They have started early camps, so that's exactly why their rotation is slightly faster. Also, they have the global. So they are trying to maximize their global potential in this way, try to rotate as quickly as possible before the first tempo phase.
You know, I kind of want to ask some new player-friendly questions, G-Clef. I feel like that could be helpful for some of our newer viewers, and you know, me. But so what goes into the camp timings? You talked about teams taking earlier or later camps. What is the optimal timing to take those, and how do you use those best?
Well, if you, I thought I answered this question already, but here let's hold on to that question for a second as they make that initiation. Again, we trying to body block sign, but Dwarf Toss, that's all they need. Blind comes in a little bit too late. And going back to your question,
okay.
Before the objects, especially like this temple, always do not go camp when the temple is up.
All right, I'm taking notes. All right,
take notes.
Do not go camp.
Yeah, listen to your teams. Oh, do not do this.
Okay.
Do not pick Genji and do this. That's number one.
Okay, another great advice.
Number 0.
All right. Number 0. All right.
And number one, when there's temple or altars or anything like those kind of objective, listen to your teammates' pings and then join to your teammates. Do not just play murky and push your lane all day, or Gazlo, or Probius.
Number 1 Gazlo main here, guys. Love it. Okay, great advice. And I feel like by and large, Tempest is following your advice. Ace maybe, not so much. They did lose Genji coming into that fight, but Temple control does go to Tempest for now.
Yeah, it seems like it was an okay trade, but meanwhile, Falstad has been pushing this lane, and this entire wall was broken. Broken down, almost destroyed. The wall too. Towers are. The turrets are down, and the fountain is okay though, so that's good news for Ace. They can sustain when there's the next temple phase. Good, just harassing, dismounting them. I like these kind of things. It's a big harass.
Little things,
it's
right?
annoying, but this kind of thing that slows down the rotation, that allows lockdown to harass a little bit more. Those kind of small things will snowball your rotation. That's all it works.
Little by little. Nice dodge there by Witcher. I always love it when Murd is like toss in. They're like, haha! And then, okay. Gamey just being beset on all sides. Sign with the harassment there. Hero coming up. No, I don't know. I'm just play by playing at this point. It's like, hey, I see things happening, but nothing actually means anything. This is perhaps a metaphor for life, G-Clef.
No, life means lots of things.
Your life means lots of things.
And I love my life, along with everyone who's watching. Thank you for watching, of course.
That's right.
And
love all of their lives too.
We do have a change here with the rotation.
Okay.
Falstad going up top after hurting back home. So this is all in communication. Not just in communication. If you are with the same team for such a long time, you don't even have to talk to your teammate. They actually know this timing, that this has to be the timing. So before level 10, the second temple phase at the bottom is about to happen. They already made that rotation. False is already on top. So Leoric taking the long way up there. He was already way too slow, losing some of the EXP here. As if this kill, okay, there's a blind, they're getting some damage, so they can actually turn this one around. Now he's blind usage by Rush. That was their chance, I think. They could have at least caught up some EXP, but now Tempest is 10. They can't contest. They have Falstad anyhow, so all they can do is just go to all 3 lanes. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yep, trying to soak as much as they can.
Yep, and this is the time where they can possibly try to do the camp, but they have already done that. And it's going to come back soon, but not soon enough, and they will be losing fort and more. This push will be even greater with the shots continuing to do with the mid lane now in the fort.
And with Falstad, as soon as he's done clearing top lane, he just flies immediately mid lane, shoves that all the way in there, and I mean, even the temple is going to finish
these are the
his
basics.
work.
The basics of Sky Temple 101 here. As Tempest is basically controlling the entire map with the rotation. The temple with the level ace finally hits 10, but they're so far away and they don't have a fort. Even if they start losing the team fight, they will get chased down, so they don't even want to chase. They don't even want to contest here, as they basically lost all the objective power.
It's gone. It was there, but it's not there anymore, G-Clef.
Yes, and are you low on energy now?
I am. I think I'm just like, so I'm in this like sort of passive, okay, I watch the things happen, I'm like, okay, well, yes, that's a thing that happened. But I mean deeper, obviously, it's great rotational communication from Tempest. They know exactly where they need to be. And for Ace, they're just lacking that. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They don't have quite the wherewithal. Sometimes it's the little things like, you know, their rotations being disrupted, being dismounted, little things like that. But what is the bigger concept that Ace is just not converting on this time?
Well, they do have 10 now. They were waiting for Falstad, but there's a sanctification a little too early, I think. Dragon Blade not popped out yet. There's the bunker for the sustain onto himself. Good. Trying to feel for his team. Sign comes from the side. Dami try to goes in for the kill with the Divine Shield, but gets that and stress roll. Perfect timing for the Gust. Now Witcher does not really find his target.
Yeah, he was going for it. Unfortunately, Murden a little bit
Observer,
difficult.
are you asleep? Can you please follow them? Like they're
they're off there. They're over there. You can pan faster, I promise.
That was actually a very, very good coordinated team fight for Ace. I think that answered your question.
Right, exactly. The teams did it for me. Good job, teams.
Sanctification a little too early, but here KCB, Ancestral, perfect time. And Greymane was about to go in to take that kill. Ancestral came in. Right at that moment, Divine Shield was also kind of wasted because of that. So lots of good things traded, and not popping that Dragon Blade until the very end. When we hear that Sanctification drop, it seems like the Dragon Blade is coming, but Witcher actually held that pretty well until the last moment when they see, it seems like the pressure is on to the enemy. Then he popped that Dragon Blade for multiple damage and possibly a few more kills. And that's exactly how they handled that team fight. Well done by Ace.
Totally turned it around, and now they'll take temple control as well and start to get some real damage done. You know, they've broken through the first fort, the top lane, but have yet to really make a lot of progress elsewhere. Of course, this temple is going to help. They're still going to be taking damage on their lower keep at the same time, so, you know, not a total victory there, or I guess rather not a total defeat for Tempest. They looked a little bit vulnerable. That's the best I could say there, G-Clef.
Even with a Gust, even with the Mighty Gust, for the disengage, the utility, the mobility, the skills from Aces, I think they have greater amount of range. So disengage may not be as powerful, just like the last one. Used the Gust to disengage, but didn't buy them enough time. I think that trend, not a trend yet, but those kind of teamfight can continue. There's the stun.
Blaze doing what Blaze does best. He's propelling himself forward, lighting everything on fire.
Possibly waiting to come in, but not really making that initiation. Falstad maybe thinking of a Gust.
I was waiting. You could see him waiting up top, just out of vision. Like, I could go in at any moment. But he didn't choose that moment to strike, probably, you know, wisely so.
I think it was about to when Blaze went in. I think the shot call was a little bit missed there. Might have not been perfect because they're leading anyhow. And when they hit 16, maybe they will try to boss in a way. But you do have the Gust. But Ace already has that Holy Ground. Now move to 13, of course. Which I think is a bigger tool. If you also have the Sanctification, then you are protected. You will get no damage on that zone. So in terms of boss control, I think Ace has a lot more advantage here.
Well, that is what they are currently controlling. So we'll see if Sign gets caught out. If, at least they're trying to poke him out, and they do control that area pretty significantly. Now, I mean, what else is happening at the same time, of course? You have that global pressure from Falstad. He's going all the way up, maybe even to the keep. So I don't, you know, somebody eventually will have to deal with that. It looks like the rotation is called. Rhaegar Leoric going up there just to...
Falstad being a little bit aggressive, but perfectly manages to escape this one, even
wow.
the wall ones. That's
a game sense.
That's a BM there. Well, yeah, Holy Ground trapping Hyde actually for a second towards the wall. That was kind of weird.
Okay, that's how it works. I'm learning so much here today.
But still, this is a big one. Top and the bottom, Ace really has to choose one and give up the other one. Genji may be getting caught as they're looking onto gaming now. Q's away to the other side. Knockdown comes slightly too late, but they have been shooting from the bottom temple meanwhile, and they hit 16, so this is all worth it for Tempest. Ace, they didn't really end up using anything crazily big like Dragon Blade Sanctification, so which is also okay, but they need to hit 16, or they just have to check on boss, make sure Tempest is not doing boss. They can lose the temple, so that's okay. But can they lose anything more? I don't think so though. So they have to come in, even Leoric's coming down.
Well, the bigger victory, of course, there for Tempest is taking the first keep down in the bottom lane. They do strike first, and that is, I think, a pretty big deal. They've taken away from Ace, really, their boss control, and so, I mean, Ace just seems to be kind of being run in circles here by Tempest.
Ace starts the boss as
This is optimistic.
Let's see, they do have the boss control, I think. I think they do have the better control. And I think they are going for it. They want to risk everything here. Falstad doing free damage from the side.
Yeah, on
Sign
the
locking in.
Witcher.
The boss is actually working for Tempest. Also, there's the Sanctification. Very early though. They will not have the tool. Also using that Gust. Both teams actually used all the tools for that zoning. Now Holy Ground will be available. There's that boss control that I was talking about. The Ace does have it, but losing Tyrael right after. And even more members. Was it worth it at the end?
Oh, Witcher going to town on the back line. Dragon Blade, like you said, saved until later, but now actually kind of the shoe being put on the other foot. Good, the rest of Tempest really turning that fight around, and now Witcher, can he make it out of here? He's going to cyber agility away, and looks like he is agile enough.
Well,
almost agile enough.
Take boss, lose game? I don't think that's what you were looking for, and as I talked about, this kind of decisions, you are risking way too much, and if you don't even take down a single member when they have to sustain the damage, it's going to be there. And with even with the catapult, they caught this keep down minutes ago, and that's going to be game 3 over. Ace will be losing another one, and Tempest bringing a perfect score tonight, again 3-0.
Very impressive showing there for Tempest. They have yet to drop a series this season. Now, I don't know if that's a record just yet, but certainly a very impressive performance for Tempest. Even when they were known as Tempo Storm, they never were quite able to you were never able to say about them, these are the best team out there, but they are certainly making a case for them.